Well, I got a plan. Dominate, gotta make all of y'all understand. I know I'm the man. Oh man, not again. Like I got a trumpet, I'm all that jazz, yeah. All that jazz, yeah. Look, all that jazz, got a spaz. Boy talking like he got it, but it's not a fact. Cap, gotta go rip the squad, I put us on the map. Shorty said that she got it, put it on my lap. Young Dominique, on the beat. Say they wanna feature, but I gotta feed. You probably can't afford like a Model T. Thinking like Socrates, thinking like Socrates. I got a plan. Dominate, gotta make all of y'all understand. I know I'm the man. Oh man, not again. Like I got a trumpet, I'm all that jazz, yeah. All that jazz, yeah. I got a plan. Dominate, gotta make all of y'all understand. I know I'm the man. Oh man, not again. Like I got a trumpet, I'm all that jazz, yeah. All that jazz, yeah.
All that jazz. Kiss my brass. Life is a marathon, but I bet you finish last. Lap 3 from hating, frying the fake. How real is that? Yeah, we taking hits. You might want to get your ceiling back. It's the black Johnny Bravo. Man, I'm pretty in your city. That's the motto. You gon' get it. Me and Ali catching bodies. I'm the driver. He got shotty, lottie daddy. Crash your party. We got blueprints. Ain't no probably.
I got a plan. Dominate, gotta make all of y'all understand. I know I'm the man. Oh man, not again. Like I got a trumpet, I'm all that jazz, yeah. All that jazz, yeah. I got a plan. Dominate, gotta make all of y'all understand. I know I'm the man. Oh man, not again. Like I got a trumpet, I'm all that jazz, yeah. All that jazz, yeah.
Golly, there go CC. Can I make magic? Get a tragic here with Prince.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? Today is Tuesday, March 17th. It is 2:46 p.m. over here on the Pacific. What is going on? How are you guys been today? One thing I wanted to say right before the stream started, before we get into everything, is shouts out to Nyan. I see Nyan in the chat, by the way. Hi, Nyan. If you guys want to check it out, here it is. We have the merch. The merch is here. It is here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Take Your Heart design. We got the Ice Cream Time design. And we got the Blaze design. All made by Here's Nyan. She is in the chat right now, actually. And she did really good with all of this. All of it. I appreciate it, Nyan. And of course, this link is in the description. But yeah, I'm so happy. I'm very happy. Yay, merch. Hi, Kokira. Welcome. Yes, we will be playing some Phoenix Wright. Give me 1 second. I'm setting everything up. I'll be right back. Let me shout out the patrons real quick. If I can pull that up. God dang, there's coronavirus stuff everywhere. All right, so shouts out to Angsty Lou, Dumb Egg, Fifi, Genma the Samurai, Kago Pro, Kobe Butler, Nathan Sun Lee, Nick Knight. He is a new patron, actually. Closest Fox, Tay, Travis, and Unknown User. All of you guys are great. Thank you. You are awesome. You're making the streams keep on going. Thank you for supporting your boy and everybody in the stream, of course, right now. And anybody watching the VOD, thank you also. You guys all make this stream what it is. And that is great. Be right back.
I could tell just by your actions you don't love me, you just acting. Probably think you wanna go when the actress, but you just anxious, tryna cash in, tryna play me, girl. You got a lot of passion, but I see passion. You just a fiend, tryna get all of my green. Yeah, know what I mean. Know what I mean. But I gotta put on for the team, making moves. Baby, I got big plans. I had a dream, I had to double my green. Yeah, know what I mean. Know what I mean. Gotta put on for the team, making moves. Baby, I got big plans. Know what I mean. Know what I mean. Baby, I got big plans. Know what I mean.
We back. We are back. All right, guys. Today is the day. We're gonna get into another trial here. Hopefully this is the last case. I think it is. I'm very excited about it because everyone's saying that it's one of the best cases in the series, if not the best case in the entire series. And so far from what we've seen, it seems like it's going to be a good build up. So I'm excited. Please tell me when you were actually serious when you said you cried when I showed you the design. No, I did because Nyan, this was like a milestone for all of us. You know what I mean? Like it was a milestone for me, you, and just everybody that's been watching, because it's been so long that I've been here on YouTube. Like this is literally my 7-year anniversary. It's 6 or 7 years on YouTube doing streaming and doing YouTube videos. So to be able to launch like merch at this time, this is like the most crucial time, girl. And it's been amazing. The new setup is clean. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like the starting soon screen and stuff. I've had time to actually do all of this stuff now and, you know, like make the stream look a little bit better. But I'm buckled up. I'm ready for some Phoenix Wright. Let me get the game pulled up. Should take like 2 seconds. Your channel anniversary was yesterday, actually. Yeah, it was. Can you do more shit I don't like videos? Yes. You actually said that at a good time because I will be doing more shit I don't like videos. I actually tweeted that yesterday, believe it or not. I'm working on one. I already got like some stuff edited for it. So I'm currently working on it. It'll be out soon. You're killing it. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. Hey Blaze, I'm almost done with my first route in 3 houses. I'm really excited to play more. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. Dude, 3 houses is amazing. It's literally great. It is literally great. Anybody that hasn't played 3 houses, play it. Give me 1 sec. Why is that not working? Oh, maybe it works when I start it up. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna be very upset. What? Cute Blazy with glasses. They use the echo. Hey, yo. Oh well, we'll see. Hold on, let me switch. Well, that works. Not off. Where the game at though? Streamlab. Glasses gang, we out here. Oh my God, OBS. Yo, they are playing with me. Hold on, OBS. Oh, there it is. Wow. What is this? I have glasses too. Hey, shouts out to the glasses gang out there, y'all. We got it. The game is up. We're doing it. So far, I've recruited everyone. Almost, I'm still trying to get Alois. Nice. Streamlabs said, nah, right. Hey, Cat. Welcome, Cat. What's up? Streamlabs was bugging for me too today. I'm done with Streamlabs OBS, bro. Rest in peace. I'm done with it. This is the last day I use it. I'm done with it. I'm an upset customer, Streamlabs. Very upset. All right, let's do it. Let's get into Phoenix Wright. It's time for the trial, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I hope y'all got your snacks. Gonna be a good one. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? Oh, this guy. In certain, there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, all right? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Oh, Mia! We must get a complete acquittal today. I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. Who's that? My beeper. It's him. This is Wright.
Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial.
Maya, she's unharmed, right?
Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired? Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning.
Present? What in the world would you want to give me?
You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please.
Wait. Damn it! Who is this guy? Or woman? The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer, dude. Who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you. So forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Okay, Pinocchio. I see what you're doing. I get it. March 22nd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. I hope you buckled the fuck up tight. Hold it. Hold it. Y'all hear that? We here. We buckled. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Whoa. Where's Von Karma? I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor? Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is now in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has, this morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown... Wait! What? She was shot? Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What? Shot? No. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she all right? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Phew. Door. I thought he'd show up. Woo! Best boy is here. I love this guy. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Okay. Okay. I didn't think they were gonna bring him back like that. And in the last case? Yo! Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on God. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Oh, this guy. Come on, Gumshoe. Witness, your name and occupation. Is he gonna say it? Is the running gag is it gonna last? Or is it gonna end? My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct for now. For now. After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now then, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Both Von Karmas were shot in the right shoulder. Very true. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Fair enough. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their room, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Like father, like daughter. True. I want to join Glasses Gang. Join up. Join Glasses Gang. So we know that. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. We know that. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered. Let's try to press that. The cause of death? Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good, hard look at the crime photo. Now a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. Bandana? This bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Oh, yes, I see. This banana-scented bandana. Wait, no. Wait, no! It's not banana-scented, it's just a bandana. Then, what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murder on our hands here. So time of death was 8:15 p.m. Cause was strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. At first we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. Let's press that. And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The jamming engine doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted a guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims? Huh. I see. So much for my theory then. So it was empty. There is some water, but only on top of the lid bears Corrida's fingerprints. Corrida! However, we later found out the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. What else could we press here? The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's a defendant, Matt on guard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Yeah, she's very pretty. He is not wrong. Travis, what is up? Welcome. Ah, so she's a pretty lady? I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. On guard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. All right, so we found out about her already. I guess I could press everything. Why not, right? How are you, Blaze? I'm doing great. How about y'all? Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break. The special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, detective. Interesting. Oh, our first order of business should be to gather more info from his testimony. But there might be a trap set up for us somewhere. Maybe. However, setting off traps is a part of a lawyer's job too. If you say so. Of course. We're supposed to escape from them too, wouldn't you say? Will you still be going to work the following weeks? No, Chief. Not at all. Not at all. Oh, I fixed the camera, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember the Life is Strange streams. This kept falling down, and I was just like, what the freak? Why does it keep falling down? And I thought I was gonna have to like ghetto rig it by like putting tape and all of this stuff on it, but I'm stupid. Apparently on this tripod, there's like this little bar thing right here, right? Apparently I can just tighten that. I just twist it and it tightens and it stays in place. So obviously sometime in the past, I must have unscrewed it by accident, not knowing, and it kept moving up and down and falling and not falling. So I feel dumb. Life is strange and so is the camera, exactly. What convinced you you had nothing to do with it? What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the guitar or Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? Hey, I know the Gatewater Hotel. The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edward's back in full swing. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Life is strange and so is the camera. That is definitely the quote of the day. Vanguard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja's costume was found in Matt on guard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. Oh, I didn't know that. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. Hey! Chaotic Caper! Thank you for the $10. Truly appreciate it. Adrian's got the dumpa? Where's the girl? Why doesn't... Hey!
Adrian's got the dumpa.
There she is. Sheesh! I truly appreciate the $10. Holy mother of Jesus! That scared the hell out of me. Oh my god. Travis! That's Travis, right? Yeah. It's gonna take her a minute to kick in. I don't know why she does that now. What's up with that? Streamlabs, what is happening? I want a refund. Gotta work it out, work it out. I guess she doesn't say anything for those. Maybe I didn't set her up for that kind of donation because that's different. That's the merch shop. So Travis said, merch shop hype. I'll take them all. My mug collection grows even larger. It's the big mugs too. Nice. If you get more mugs, let me know. Also, I had my programming test for my job application today and passed it. Interview stage now. Today is a good day. Congrats, my dude. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Travis, for buying the merch. He bought the shirt. Did you buy a shirt too, or did you just buy a mug? I see the 15-ounce mug, but it doesn't tell me the other merch that you bought. But I truly appreciate it. You are awesome. The merch is out. Link in the description. All right, let's see what we got. Bears the victim's blood and Arngard's fingerprints in the grip. Gatewater is engraved. I bought 2 mugs. Nice. Oh, you bought both of them. I collect mugs, by the way. Oh, that's cool. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothing, wasn't it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yes. And we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Oh, that's not good. Jammin' Ninja's button was ripped from his costume, is covered in Kurita's blood, found in Arngard's hakama. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, Wright? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Just what we needed. Edgeworth to come back and just make fun of us again. Feels great. Truth bullet obtained. Jammin' Ninja's button. They each thought the other guy was in his way. I don't know about that. I don't know if that could be the motive or not, because Matt on guard was way above the Jammin' Ninja. Juan Kurita. Dude was winning. Wait just a second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Kurita in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. I win. Yes, I quite agree. Well, detective, it's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant wouldn't have had a motive. Uh-oh, Miles Edgeworth. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, that's... I look forward to your pensions negotiation. No! Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. Oh, no, not my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone? Am I not here? What? Gumshoe just wants the truth to stop bullying him? Matt on Guard and Juan Kurita were huge rivals with each other. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's hakama. Press that. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Kurita. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? Oh, what do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally? or overhand. Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, Wright? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of this knife then? So apparently he bought the knife before this murder occurred. There is no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. That's a fucking butter knife, you're right. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife with on guard's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix? Wait, he said something about the knife. Let's see that one more time. Let's play that one more time. This isn't some pocket knife, exactly. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. So wouldn't somebody have been able to see that? Let me see what I have to present. With a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. That's not gonna play a key role right now. What was this? Oh, just the nickel samurai thing. Found next to the victim is filled with tomato juice. No sign it's been drank. What profiles do we have? Let's press this. But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not? Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Carrito was always one step behind Mr. On Guard and everything. Sure, it seems like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Carrito lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. So the defendant's fingerprints are on the knife, but they're not on the... They're not on the button, though. I mean, but his blood is covered in it. Well, Carrito's blood. Why would you need to rip his... Are you fine with hints, Blaze? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay with hints. As long as you guys aren't telling me exactly what I need to do, I'm good with that. Empty, there is some water, but only on top of the lid. So it has to be something with the button, for sure. I think it's interesting that he was able to stab somebody with a butter knife. Hint, win the case for your client. That is true. We do have to do that. I'm dead. I just don't know where to present this, though. I want to present his manager here. Fuck it, let's just do it. Actually, let's save first, and then I'll do it. Hint, you're screwed. It's been forever since you seen Justice for All. Nope, this is wrong. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. The reason why I presented that was I thought that his manager would know if he would buy something like that. Like if he bought something before the show, wouldn't his manager know? You would not be able to kill someone with a butter knife unless you're coming at them full speed or something. Exactly. That's what I would think. The key is premeditation. I'm gonna present the button. Because although this has his fingerprints, this doesn't. Okay. Maybe present the knife on the fingerprints were all over it part. If his fingerprints were all over the knife. You got stuck so many times in this case? Yeah, this one doesn't seem like it's gonna be easy. Nah. He even no conation's like, damn it. No, it's okay. If you're able to kill someone with a butter knife at full speed, depends what they're wearing, what part you stab them, I think. Exactly. And if he was wearing a jacket, you would have to take his jacket off to stab him. Like you wouldn't be able to just stab him through the jacket with a butter knife. That makes no sense. That's not good. This must be a hard case. I think it's going to be. It's going to be probably one of the longer cases. Usually the last case is pretty difficult because I remember in the last game, it was pretty difficult too. The last case was. Okay, you know what? I'm going with this because he said premeditated. Somebody earlier said something about premeditation. Maybe it has to do with this knife. Bears the victim's blood and on guard's fingerprints in the grip. Gatewater is engraved. And we've been in the room before, and there's other silverware that is gold just like this. So if it was premeditated, how would he have bought the knife if the knife belongs to the Gatewater Hotel? All right, yeah, there's something fishy there. I get it. I get it. Yep, that was it. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Uh-huh. Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? There's a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Oh! The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Oh, Miles. How do you feel about that? Rush, that is very true. This is a very big... Oh, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? What do you mean? What did I do? Oh, I love his theme. I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property, There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't know. Oh. The question is, where did this knife come from? Oh. Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corita's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. Well, then inform us. What the hell? The victim ate the last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. The fork and knife? There is a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? Oh. If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. Oh, there isn't a knife. Oh, shoot. Especially what was on top of his table. Edgeworth is good. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? Yeah, the knife is missing. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt on guard's knife was missing. Oh. Mr. On guard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Well, we're fucked. Amazing. Mr. Edgeworth, absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There's quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? Yikes. I'm gonna go with yes. There's one. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Renato, welcome. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court? Shit. Well, they know about all of this. They know about her camera, yada, yada, yada. That's just the map. We know about the guitar case already. The only other thing that we have here is this wine glass. Because everything else, I can't present this. I know it wants me to present this, but I don't think this is it. Because if I show this off, everyone's dead. So I'm going with the wine glass. Oh, it was right. Woo! This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because one of the victims struggled against his assailant. The vase was broken. His makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on the top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over, along with everything else, is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant a further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say?
Well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it, Your Honor?
your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? God, this guy is destroying me with confidence. It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright?
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? Without thinking? No, there's no way. If I appear weak here, the trial's over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough. Sounds good. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Mrs. Andrews who set the cup on the table. Miss Andrew.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? Wine glass updated in the court record. Found next to the victim. It's filled with tomato juice. Bears Andrews' fingerprints. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida.
She got the dumper.
But once seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Now do you see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Wait a second. Mr. Edgeworth, I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
No, wait, no. Who puts tomato juice? That's what I'm saying. Who just randomly puts tomato juice right there like that? Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? He's actually starting to scare me low-key. I'm not happy about this. Oh, Miss Old Bag. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness! Your name and occupation, please.
GOOOOOOO.
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Edgy boy. It's been what? A year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand?
I tell you, This time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know.
Dude, he's fucking trolling the fucking court! Shush. I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam.
Oh, no, please. By all means, interrupt her. Please.
Anyway, witness your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Now that I mind it at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean, you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him.
Hey, at least we know she's not creepy in that matter.
I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Carita.
But those two were the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed in the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
Wow, she's not committed to Edgeworth. Nope. Not at all. Could have been planned by one person and carried out by another. True.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Mad on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
Are you sure about that? John Cena voice.
So Mr. On-Guard came out from the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examinating time.
Wait, what does Juan's last name mean? Whoa. We know this bitch is biased to make shit up. True. True. Sheesh. Okay, so what can we press here? Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out. You know. No, we don't know. What is that? Something you were interested in? And just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. Ah, and Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to our testimony later. It looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
One of Censor Gaming's videos, I think, mentioned the stuff that got censored. Really? One of them was Juan's last name in Spain. That's crazy. Oldbag, keep the helmet on, please. That's so mean, Logan. Don't you love her like everybody else? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. Let's see. Oh? Then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Carita's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct?
No, I do not, Blaze. Hey, whoa! My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Let's press the last one. You saw my client. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, see?
Really? Gotta go for a bit. I'll be back after eating. Just got back from the kitchen with some nice rice and tuna. Laters. Hey, I appreciate that. I just appreciate you coming in here, Travis. Thank you. Enjoy your food.
Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. What should I ask her about? The person's face, what the person was carrying, or the person's clothes? Let's go with the person's clothes, because he would be in all of his suit, right? And that would be very noticeable. So let's go with that. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really? As if something like that matters.
But it does.
Now what was it? Oh, yeah, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket.
He was wearing that at the detention center too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Right.
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
I mean, kinda. Yeah, it was. It was very important, Your Honor. Hello. Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right. Witness, please.
Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must.
Yeah, she lying. She is lying. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show.
She lying.
Let's present, because he had to be wearing that. So let's do the button. He had to be wearing his costume, and this is the only thing. Because if he killed him and then he walked out, he would have his jacket on because he would have had to put the button in his jacket pocket. Let's go in there. Yep, that's it. That's got to be right.
Yup, let's go.
Miss Oldbag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
It's a button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here. Give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
Stop. Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. On Guard's body during a full body search.
See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal On Guard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants.
See? And On Guard is the nickel samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt On Guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, but instead I have to put up with wearing this ridiculous looking outfit. This outfit is hideous, right? I've got a tape recorder stuck on my chest. It's heavy, so heavy. I wish we could have switched to DVD CDs a while ago. Dreams alive for all these kids out there. Understand? Now take a look at the mirror. Your clothes are about as interesting as the documentary on curling. You should take a 10% from...
Oh my God. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On Guard, the man. But Mr. On Guard, the Nickel Samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway.
Miss Oldback, this is very important we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you. Shut up, old bag, just like Ace Attorney 1. Always lying.
On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Juan! Juan, why?
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy, thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Ah, youngins today. I told you, there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine a witness. Get this goddamn witness off my stage. Now. I'm tired of her. I'm sick of her.
Let's go with pressing this since she's huffing and puffing. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Wait, what's up, Endignil? On guard, what up? On guard. On guard, 6-fingered man. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Could Adrian have taken the costume? Maybe. Be a little bit more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not.
Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be a Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies?
All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough?
Hey, Omar! Welcome to the stream. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime. Yeah, she's right on that. Let's press the last one. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. I think I know what she means. What she's talking about is this last statement that Miss Oldbag is talking about. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. If that were true, what about the knife? What about the knife? Or am I wrong? I don't know. Let's save. Oops. Accidentally did that. Villains with access to the costume are On Guard and Adrian. Right. I'm gonna go with this. Oh, it is right. Please take a look at this.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
Oh no, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at? This is exactly what I'm driving at.
What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
Why does everything just fly right over his head? The joke just goes... whew. If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, it is impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the show. Which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still did take place.
It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edwards' theory?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Yes, there is. There is a contradiction. I believe that there is. Because he said the knife came from the other room. Baldy, what up? This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer, if that's the case. I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. I'm gonna go ahead and present this again. This knife. This was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. So the culprit had the knife by that time? And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. I agree. And the only one that would have the opportunity to get fingerprints from Matt On Guard would be the manager.
Order. Order, I say. Order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
To frame Matt On Guard? It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course.
Afraid?
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness! Huh? Looks like I made your life a tiny bit more difficult. Huh, Edgy Poo?
Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai? His character on TV?
But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? All right, then. Who were you waiting around for, then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
Ha, ha, ha. The way you think. You are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Hey, what am I an amateur of?
So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. Maybe, Phoenix, maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Old Bag, you were waiting for the person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? I'm gonna guess Adrian Andrews. I keep wanting to say Aaron Andrews for some reason. Why is it top secret? It's a trial, not some secret hacker website. Exactly. You're supposed to be honest in court. You can't be lying and keeping secrets in court. Court of law.
Who is this person?
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... Well, this is... I see.
The judge seems to be really into the article, if it could be called such a thing.
And his manager with the initials A.A. Are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Witness, what in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling.
I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But for what?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Wright, or Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide.
I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Secret info.
That on guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is a top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
I swear the next time she says this is secret, she's guilty and stop shooting that gun. Right!
The defendant sent this, his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant?
Never heard that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person?
We have looked into this matter, and found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right. On guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Oh dear. Hey Blaze, something interesting the anime does is that if they use electronic TV screens to show picture evidence or evidence that can't be carried around. Really? That's actually pretty cool. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he said his own managed to get in close with Juan. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing.
You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right. I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you.
All right then, Slutty. Show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan?
Let's look at the court record real quick. Oh, they got the matches. Maybe we don't have anything. I mean, it would make sense though, right? Oh, wait. Stolen on the night of the murder, tabloid article about the victim was in the case. It could have been Lotta's camera. Let's try it. I could be wrong on this though. Let me save. Old bag stole it. Oh. Okay, let's do it.
I'm not gonna let you push me around that easily. Heh. There's many a man who said that those exact same words and paid dearly for them.
Well, maybe you should brace yourself this time. Here's my proof that Mr. On Guard did not hold any ill will towards the victim. Damn. Please, 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 please.
Is that it? You can take it from here, Edgy Poo.
Wait, please. Yes! 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 What are you handing it over to me for?
So you can give me that jagged-headed baboon boy a message for me, please. Tell him that no matter what he does, the only thing he's good at is failing.
What she said, right? Or should I say, baboon boy?
Yes, I agree. This isn't much of a piece of evidence, baboon.
Damn it! Did I just gain a new nickname here? Oh, fuck.
And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You're just giving me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy.
In my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, for you anyway.
Why did we do that? That was not good. That was not good. I thought I was getting on to something. I might have fucked this all up. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. I don't know if that was the right statement to say that. So I was on the right track though, right?
Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill the holes in my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world did that old bat is such a secret piece of information? All right, I'm just gonna present. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Old Bag?
Well, why are you looking at me like that? Stop that.
Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Let's do Lotta's camera. I think this is Lotta's camera, right? Wait, what is the evidence? Is Angar's profile himself just doing theories? A pro? Is this a game? Let's see. Okay, this might be right. Yeah, this looks right. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh, yes. I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
You reported such a thing?
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
Oh,
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No. He said impressions.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
No! You see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
And you are the one who took Miss Hart's note?
I'm a huge fan of wands, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil On Guard. She said so herself. On Guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come back with a supply of cheese to batch your vintage wine.
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just as once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Why do I want to pile on more pressure? No, fuck it. We're gonna pile. We're gonna go in. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. She's lied to us before in the first game, so I can't take that. Witness. You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Old Bag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Ooh-wee. Damn. Was it the guitar case? Did she steal the guitar too? I'm going for it. Hopefully I don't die. This could be the end of the road if we say it. Oh wait, or should we just do Lotta's camera? Because she showed us the note, which was in the case. Let's do the camera. Be careful. I know, I gotta be careful. Miss Old Bag, that note was with the camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie, 1600 camera disappeared on me."
Why? Witness.
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
That's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you, I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I I saw that woman's business card, and that's what I noticed it said. Slime bag celebrity photographer extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Really? Really?
Bailiff, check this camera's photos, hurry. We must examine them at once.
Dun 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 dun.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the court.
Ooh!
This is a Shsl samurai.
See, I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Okay. That's not good.
What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant, however. In his own confession, Mr. On Guard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his nickel samurai costume.
That is the case, then this nickel samurai is
the defendant. Yikes. He does realize that anyone who is not authority on a crime scene could be arrested. Exactly. Can we throw Old Bag in jail, please? Yes. The new truth bullet acquired.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. If I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's... Yikes. I'm gonna have to say something strange with it. I don't see a knife or anything. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming right.
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to overlook this or to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster.
Debunk with a butt? What? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
That means save. Okay. Save. I'm saving y'all. You got this, baby. I love you, Joseph. Welcome to the stream. Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
Dog, am I right about the knife? Is it because there's no knife? Or... Wait a second. Can we see a photo of... Hold on. No, I didn't mean to do that. I died. The strange thing is somewhere around here, I think. Somewhere.
Around here.
Okay, nope. I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. I wanted to look at a picture of the Nickel Samurai real quick. Bro. All right, let's look. I've gotten a good look at him. I think I see the contradiction though. You can't see his feet. Let me see it one more time, but I don't think we can see his feet. Yup, look. You can't see his feet. His feet are completely covered. It's like it's too big for whoever's wearing it. Oh, hell no. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
Oh, what are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And? What does that mean?
The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard.
What is the meaning of this?
I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Hold up, I was right, Link. Oh no. What up? Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Hakama.
There's socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Hakama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Oh. That could mean that it was a female. Could have been a female. All right. I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is it? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? I think he's trying to help me, honestly. I think Edgeworth knows that Matt On Guard isn't guilty, but he's just, like she said, along with the ride. Chaos, what up? I knew it. I knew he wasn't Quilty. Said Quilty.
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? That the person in this photo is not Matt On Guard. That everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
I figured it would come to this. What? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt On Guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts.
All right, we're saving again. Either Juan or Adrian? Ooh. Who is the person in this photograph? Is Himiko? Why would it be Himiko? I'm going with Adrian. I'm starting to think it's Adrian. I think it was the manager. The manager framed him. Let's go with it. Please be right. Please be right. Please be right. Please be right. Yes!
Adrian Andrews.
If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. And she could freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Yes. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it.
The knife that was used as a murder weapon?
Why don't you just say that it is you... Wait, whoa. Why don't you just say what it is you want, Wright? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Yeah.
Order, order, order. It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
All right, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Oh no, Maya! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya.
Now then, We shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Yikes. We can't wait and see on that. We're just gonna have to go for it. Let's raise an objection. I want to save. Don't hurt me, Judge, please.
Now,
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
I can't do that. Cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony.
What? Whoa! Oh, it was Edgeworth! I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development.
Tisk. Unexpected development. I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
What do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all. Happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What the heck?
What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly.
Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. Court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Yeah, boy. Be continued. Bum, bum, bum. So how's everybody doing in the chat? How are y'all doing? This is recess time. I usually like to talk to you guys for a little bit. But what is up? Edgeworth with the clutch? My boy. Exactly. Exactly. Now, I have to say, the beginning of that trial right there, that kind of scared me. I didn't think it was going to go like that. So if we can only finish this case in one day, if we have to find a verdict in one day, will we have another investigation? Usually we have 2 investigations and then we come to a verdict once we get back into the trial after the second investigation. I'm doing okay. Okay, that's good. I'm good. Omar said he's good. That's ironic. My school is closed for a while. Everybody's school is closed for a while. But you know what it's good for? It's good for the YouTubers and streamers out there because y'all can stay up all night. Y'all can watch us all day, every day. No, I'm kidding. Nobody plays cheese. Wait, the manager? I don't think you could investigate again? Really? I'm doing good, but I would love to hear you say the Danganronpa catchphrase like, no, that's wrong, or this is it. No, that's wrong. Satoshi, what's up? Satoshi? Like Satoshi from Course Party? There's another investigation? Really? My job just closed for 2 weeks, but Animal Crossing is out on Friday, so you're gonna get Animal Crossing? YouTubers weeks off of life. My school is currently closed for 2 weeks and will probably be closed for a month at most. Dude, from what they're saying, if you live in America, they're saying that things might not get better until like August or September. Well, they said July or August, not September. July or August. Trump said that, so. Already downloaded, baby. GameStop was switching people. Nice. Yeah, I heard that now people don't want to go to GameStop to get Animal Crossing and probably not to get any other game that's coming out. So everybody's just buying it digitally now because they don't want to go out to GameStop on the night of release, which is fair. I mean, that's very fair, to be honest. Why would anybody want to leave their house? My school won't have face-to-face classes the rest of the semester. That sucks. I pre-ordered the new Animal Crossing game on my Switch. Nice. Online school starts next week on Sunday for me, so yikes. Whatever is going on at West Virginia, they are the bosses at fighting the coronavirus. Really? This is the first time I've done e-learning because of that darn virus. It just depends on what state you are in and how fast they reacted to it when it was happening. Some states have just been slower than others. I want to say California is probably one of the slower states when it comes to reacting to what's going on right now. So we've already had like a bunch of cases, but on top of us having a bunch of cases, there's a lot of people coming in and out of California. Unlike West Virginia, you know, we have a lot of migrants. We have a lot of people coming from Asia and such like that. Not pointing fingers at anybody in particular, but I'm just saying we have a lot of people coming in and out of this particular state, you know, going to LA, going to San Francisco. Those are like two big hubs. So it's kind of like New York, right? New York is another place where it has a lot of people going in and out on the daily, by the minute, you know. I don't want to pick up any physical copies of games because of coronavirus right now. Yeah. There's actually a pretty good video on YouTube that compares the Phoenix Wright and Danganronpa core styles. That's cool. I also finished my cosplays, but all the cons are canceled, so at least I got streams to watch. True. GameStop is crazy. Yeah, I probably won't be getting Persona 5 Royal at GameStop anymore. Hopefully Amazon still sends it. Oh, wait, no. I had mine always pre-ordered at Amazon. What am I talking about? Yeah. I wasn't going to buy it at GameStop anyway. Yeah, I'm getting it shipped. I kind of don't want the physical copy of the game because I'm hearing that like apparently the virus can live on things that, you know, tangible items. Apparently if I cough on something and someone else touches it, they can get it. So I kind of don't want the physical copy of the game anymore. I don't want my contaminated box. Karen is ready to speak to the manager, but the manager is guilty. And, you know, the reason why I don't want to get infected isn't because of myself, but more of the people that I live with. So like my mom, if I were to get coronavirus, like she's very susceptible to that. And it would probably be really bad if I got it and gave it to her. So I got to be careful. I can't get it. You know, we all got to be careful in this house at least. Too Many Games is an event that is still going to happen at the moment. Yeah. What's your thoughts about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? I've tried to play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in the past. Not the biggest fan of the game. I bought Super Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Is that the 3DS game? I think that was the first and only game that they made on 3DS for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the gameplay of it. I don't like dungeon crawlers like that. I liked the story though. The story was interesting from what I played of it. But once you get into the dungeons, I didn't like that gameplay. It just wasn't for me. Just spray it with Lysol. The thing is that we were supposed to have an SOL, aka writing exam for yesterday and today. And if we have to take it when we get back, I'm going to be fucking pissed. Facts, I have people to protect too. Yeah, I think we all do, honestly. Like everybody on the internet is like making fun of it and saying like, oh, well, there's only like 3.3% mortality rate or something like that. But yeah, and they're like, oh, well, it's only killing boomers and things like that. But I'm like, no, hold up. It's killing infants too. And it's not just killing boomers in particular. It's killing people that are that already have respiratory diseases and such. If you already have respiratory issues, you don't want to get coronavirus. It would not be good for you. You wouldn't be able to fight it like somebody like me who's a little bit more healthy in that department. Blaze of Gundam's hamsters got the corona. What would you do? I would try to find a way to transfer the coronaviruses from them to me so that they can be safe. Right. It's weird that Spike Chunsoft helped create the new Mystery Dungeon game. I thought they've always done the Mystery Dungeon games. Oh no, don't they do the Necromancer games? I mean, it can't survive alcohol and warm temperatures, so if we were able to make it to summer, I think we will be fine. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how long it would. Nobody knows, to be honest. Like they keep telling us something new every day. And it's just one of those things we just gotta take it daily. You know, everybody's trying to make all these random guesses and stuff like, oh, it's gonna be gone tomorrow, next month. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I remember Trump saying that it was going to be gone by April, and now by April turned into July and August. So, and I remember when this all first started, he said, oh, it's gonna be fine. We got it all under control. And then a month later, here we are, national emergency. So it's just nobody knows what they're doing right now. I have celiac, so I'm at a higher risk. It sucks. Yeah. When you reach a conclusion, say this is all that happened in this case. I went to Walmart on my way home and it wasn't as bad as it was the other day. There's still nothing on the shelves. Yeah, there's nothing on the shelves on anything around here. I live in a pretty big suburban area, so people wiped out the Targets and Walmarts in my area pretty much, and Walgreens too. Today in America, the news said we are getting 1,000 a week. I saw something about that. I don't know how that's going to be till the new tax day in June. School's closed for a month because of Corona. Damn. How is your girlfriend doing? She's doing good. She's upset about all of this, what's going on right now. It's affecting her emotionally and mentally, but she's getting through it. We've been doing things and trying to try to find distractions from it. You know what I mean? But yeah, we talk about it a lot too. I'm not going to lie. Me and her kind of go back and forth about it. It sucks because her birthday is Saturday and she's turning 21. And you guys know the big 21, the big 2-1, you want to go out, you want to have a party, you want to go out to Vegas. We had a Vegas trip planned. That got canceled real quick. So then we decided to make another plan, and I forgot what that one is. I think we were going to go to Arizona or something like that. That's going to be canceled because what's going on right now. So I was like, well, maybe we could just go somewhere local, and just go to like dinner or something. We're not even going to be able to do that because a lot of places are probably going to be closed by Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to be just dining in, I guess. We're going to have to like make a bar at her house and just get wasted at her house. And it sucks, but it's just how it is right now. I can't visit my grandma and great grandma because of the damn virus. Damn. Trump doesn't have it and he stayed touching people. So I'm dead. Because I found out on Twitter that the news said that the constant sex kills the coronavirus. What the fuck? Have you played? No, I've never played that game, Omar. I can't even say the name of that game. Yay. Yeah, I have asthma and my sis has asthma and heart problems. At first, my mom was worried, but then she remembered that we never go outside, but she still lifestyles us like the world's ending or some shit. Damn. I found out that the first test of a vaccine was tested. Really? Was it from like Canada or something? All right. I think we should start this up. I know coronavirus is a big it's a big topic. Everybody's talking about it. But this stream is supposed to be a distraction. I work at a store. We are encouraged to wear gloves at all times. Damn. That's wild. March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way. Not cool and collected, Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See? She could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be all right. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste and Pac's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. But then, Miss Impacts suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. All to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts. Ah, Edgeworth. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet. All right.
She got the dumper.
Bro, she is cute. Not gonna lie. Mia, bruh. It's all about Mia. March 22nd, 2:25 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
Prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by the court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room.
She still got that card.
What is your occupation? I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ungard.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes, sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and we would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
Ah, no. I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land.
If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
What in the fuck? But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. I think there's someone who would beg to differ.
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. She's more of a subtle, fine kind of bae. I think she is bae. Bro. She is everything I need. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock.
She got the dumper.
What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. BC, I appreciate it, thank you.
Poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine a witness.
Phoenix, she is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. You finally made it to my first stream of yours. Hydrazilla, welcome. I'm glad to see all these people that just come in every once in a while. Like, this is the first stream of yours that I got to watch. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. It was the time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. Can I press this? Juice. Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence. I have to find something. I just have to, for Maya's sake. Also, sweet glasses, thank you. I wear them every once in a while when I need to read. When I read like heavily, like in here. When we play Phoenix Wright, or sometimes when we play Life is Strange too. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Correct? Ah, I can't talk. Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then, what did you do next, witness? So that's good. We heard about the juice already. I went to get Matt from his room. And what was Mr. On Guard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. On Guard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? What are you? Oh. Right. I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. On Guard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Jesus. Let me press her one more time on this. Yes, it was open but empty, of course. Wait, if she was wearing the Nickel Samurai costume, wouldn't have left prints on the wine glass? No, she wouldn't have. Not if she had gloves on. Let's try this. No, that's not right. Crap. We dying out here. I'm gonna die. All right, wait. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's see. You were in shock. What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Kurita, you were in a great shock? And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Oh, we're pressing further. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
What? A flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime scene photo? This mess of glass shards?
It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Why did you
withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
Looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else.
Ooh, Edgeworth was not happy about that at all. He was not happy. Y'all saw that? I know y'all saw that.
But let's say this. But wait. She said something about the guitar case being open. It was open. Okay. Seaweed, welcome. What's up? I must have missed a lot. Kinda. Only kinda. So it fell onto the guitar case. Bears Karita's fingerprints. Why aren't there vase shards in the case? I could present it right here. I might die doing it. But if it was in the case... Well, no, she said it fell onto the guitar case, though. She said it was open, right? I think so. What about here? What if I like... What if I were to present the evidence, like the crime scene photo here? Would that be a bad thing to do? Oh, wait, maybe not. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I see where you guys were getting at in the chat. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. Because the scene of the crime was exactly how she saw it. Yes.
That's very true.
Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? The guitar case was open when the vase fell. The glass shards should be inside, not outside the case. What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that, other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Hey, Skeleton Boy, welcome.
Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
What? But this whole matter with this guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be, however,
The empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to that guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? I don't know. I would say make her testify. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. All right, I'll follow along. For now, Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. Why would you have an empty case? Why would you bring an empty case with you? That makes no sense. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the case over. Oh, okay. After she knocked the vase over, she opened it. All right. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. What? It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. If she opened it, she would have, yeah, there would be fingerprints, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Let's press her on it. So, you opened the guitar case then? Yes. Well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Kurita's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case. As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was all right or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic. Is the costume a truth bullet? No. A picture of it is though. Which is this. I think we should take it in the hallway right after the murder. I think we should present the case. Because just like you guys said, there's no fingerprints for her on it. So if she were the one to touch it, she would have left fingerprints. But if she did open it, which she probably did, because she was the one that was in the Nickel Samurai costume, then she wouldn't have left any prints. So let's just go ahead with this. Yep, this is right. There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. This guy. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Yeah. What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
Gloves? Well, why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems this witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
Ah! There is something strange about that. That's pretty strange. You were wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? You have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Her fingerprints are on the dang tomato juice wine glass. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass. You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh, her glass is shattered. Yo. And then she just had another pair to put right back on. Order, order, order. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty, though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. But the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case. Yo, Anna, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided. No, Your Honor, please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second. The bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. Bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it, Wright? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? It had to be the note. Had to be the note. I'm thinking I need to provide evidence. I think this is the evidence, right? What do you guys think? Suicide report, I think. Maybe Adrian killed June just to take back the suicide note. Maybe because this report's more about Celeste though, technically. So maybe this isn't what I need to present right now. Maybe I should present this. Because this more talks about the whole entire thing. Yeah, because didn't what's her name have the note? Miss Oldbag? Let's do the camera. And why would something like that be inside a guitar case, let alone this one? Why, Mr. Wright, why? Well, I just thought it might have been possible. I have a suggestion. Why don't you put that in the void where your brain is supposed to be? Yeah, I should never bring it out again. Damn, I was wrong. I fucked it all up. Overthinking. It was the suicide report? I'm stupid. Second guessed it. It looked too easy. All right. Oh, we're all the way back here. Hold up. Why would Juan have the camera Oldbag stole? You're right. I actually gotta remember what I did here. It was the crime scene photo. Yeah. All right, I'll use the report next time.
I messed up. My bad.
That was my bad. I gotta learn to not second guess. There actually is a bad end. Yeah, I think technically when you lose, they do usually have like a little story bit. There is a bad end, but that's not till later. Oh, shoot. That's kind of scary. I hate this because I forgot how low my freaking health was. You should save before presenting evidence just in case. Aziz, you are right. That was my bad. After I knocked the vase over. This is the wine glass. No, this was the... Yeah, it was that. Do all the Phoenix Wright games have bad endings? Was there a bad ending in the first game? I don't remember that. I honestly don't remember that at all. My mom and sister are watching Frozen in the other room right now. Good movie. Wine glass. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're gonna have to stop the role playing, please. I'd truly appreciate it. At least while the stream's on. Y'all can do it before the stream, after the stream, but during the stream, no. Chapter 5 of the first game had a bad ending. Maybe I did get it. It's been a while since I played the first game. I think I had the first game I played like 3 years ago. I think it was 3. Okay, we're back. So we're gonna do the suicide report. Yep, that was it. Wait, what? Oh. Maybe it wasn't that one. We were both wrong. I hear we're playing the actual good part of this game yet now. Yes, Ridley. And we just died 3 times. Was that the 3rd time? Or was it the 2nd time? I guess that wasn't it. Yeah. And game over. Well, Ridley came in just as we game overed. I suppose I must have opened the game to try before I knocked the base over. All right. Present this bullshit again. Somebody else said they got stuck on this case too earlier. Who was it? I knew this was going to be a harder case though. Oh, should I do this instead? Yo, something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time. Should Should I show her Lotta's photo? Let me do it. Fuck it. What do we have to lose? Whoa, wait, what? I think it's time for you to go home now, Wright. Before you hurt yourself, that is. Hurt myself?
It's all right, Mr. Wright. You don't have to push yourself so hard.
I guess I was trying a little too hard there. Now, if the defense has no further objections, let's return to the testimony. What? What in the world? Okay, wait. We're back here. I remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. Let's try it again. Oh wait. Oh wait, we're at this part, isn't it? I got confused. I totally got confused. I was like, wait. This isn't the part that we're on. Yeah, right here. We're back. We're back. Let's save. It's the wines. No, I didn't forget to save. I just saved. We back.
We back.
All right, let's see. This was a little bit further up, so. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? So it's not the camera. We already got that out of there. It's not the suicide report because we already kind of debunked that one. I'm just... Maybe the button? I don't think it was the button. Old bag had the camera, so it couldn't be that. Let's just YOLO it. I haven't said that in forever.
This is a photograph.
Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor.
In this picture?
I guess that was right. No, not the Magatama. It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What am I proposing is... Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume.
Oh, what the hell?
I just guessed on that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was just a guess.
What?
I don't know how I would have figured that out.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Right. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it... Oh! Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone else see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. Guess? You guess. And hopefully it happens. See you on another stream, Blaze. Gotta sleep. Have a good night, Satoshi.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Wait a second. Your Honor, the Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt Ungod's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places?
True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
It was a spare costume, maybe? Mr. Ungard did not take his costume off during the break period. Oh, this is right. In that case, the costume we are talking about was the spare one. What?
Then, how are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself had brought the spare to the ceremony on purpose.
But why? The victim, Mr. Korea, was the German ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
And therein lies the sticking point.
What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue?
Huh? No, I just...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. All right, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was... Yikes. You think you know? You think he has a spare just to embarrass Matt? Why would he embarrass him though? Seems like the Nickel Samurai is to confess something after the post-ceremony stage show. Could it be the press conference? Was he gonna frame him in some kind of way? I think it's the attorney's bash. I'm gonna go with this. I think he was gonna like frame him.
What is this?
On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference.
A press conference?
Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I mean, this makes sense because Matt Ungard didn't know anything about this conference. Or he didn't know anything about this confession. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up right. But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Ungard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
Well, how can that be?
The way I see it, that can only mean one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself.
The victim?
Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for the very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai.
Oh! He was going to dress up as a Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing?
That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Corrida, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Ungard.
Yes, I guess that is what it would mean.
But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's public disclosure.
Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me?
Yes, just as you say. The press conference was set up by Juan.
Well, what the fuck? Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one that asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What? Damn. And do you know what this secret of Mr. On Guard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Ah, I see.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
Protect Mr. On Guard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
Could you please?
It's gonna be about Celeste. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
It does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She is more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright.
Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down.
Perfect. Let's see what she's talking about now.
I'm saving it up.
The moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what.
And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder.
But didn't you already testify earlier this was Mr. On Guard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that 2 was a lie so you could cover for Mr. On Guard?
I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him to the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
I keep trying. I can't find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however.
The judge is glaring straight at Mia. He's glaring at you, smart guy. Yikes. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. Then what about the button? The button. It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought, and during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. With an icy stare, yes.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
So that button was torn off of Matt during his fight with Matt. Or torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. We're breaking the silence? Right. Let's press this. So would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event in that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt on Guard.
And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes. because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. On Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. I agree. Mr. Andrews, please correct your testimony if you please. Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? Ah. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. I'm about to save. Has Mr. On Guard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. On Guard, yet you still helped out. The person on trial right now is Mr. On Guard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Adrian seems to be the culprit, but something is really off. Right. Would you say that your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. Ugh. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things. A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix. They didn't teach that to us in school. At least, not from what I remember. May I continue now? Who is doing a pun in the goddamn chat? Jesus. Juan's autopsy report. Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Let's see if she contradicts herself here. And how do you know that? When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly, or so I heard. I've heard that before too. But why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me like that. Just because I'm prepared and you are not? And I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. But where and what? But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. On Guard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. On Guard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax philosophical power hour. And please, stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really? Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now, but you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. I'm going to pin you down this time, Miss Andrews. Not a good thing to say. Not a good thing to say at all, Phoenix. That button was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think so. Well, let's go through the evidence again. Prepare to die, Blaze. I'm gonna die again, ain't I? Time of death, 8:15. Pause, strangle with a scarf, then stab with a knife. Why would the button have blood on it if he was choked first? That's a good point. Why would they have any kind of fight if he was strangled? If you were to strangle somebody, wouldn't you sneak up behind them and strangle them? I'm gonna go with this. Fuck it. Guess that's right. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the state of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Oh, I see where he's going with that. So since he died by strangulation, there couldn't have been a fight after for the button, because the button had to still be on the jacket itself, because when he stabbed the person with the knife, when he stabbed Juan with the knife, supposedly, the blood sprayed onto the button. So the button would have to have been taken off after the stab. Let's examine this evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Exactly. Which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in the fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. There it is. There it is. There it is. We're getting somewhere. What is the meaning of this, Wright? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was now not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with the button? What was it? To pin the crime on guard? There is only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There is no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer, of course. Oh, shit. And the real murderer is... Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard, is your girl herself, the one that's in front of us, Adrian Andrews. Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. You are Mr. Karita's killer. What? Dude, it looks like she... Every time her freaking glasses pop off like it looks like she's having an orgasm. She's like, ah! Order, 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 Mr. Wright. It's a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room.
And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. And what? What about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed out of the victim's body, or from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. I feel like I just keep moaning. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews.
Oh, damn.
She got the dumper.
Jesus. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
That's right.
That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic day's discoverer of a dead body. Oh! And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth could believe this nickel samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Oh my gosh. Jesus. I love this girl. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please, stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time.
Miss Andrews?
She's about to explode. I refuse to testify.
What was that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. On Guard's room. Adrian Andrews. Yes. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. Oh, she's involved. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there is still one thing you haven't done yet. Something I haven't done? What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
We're so humorous, Mr. Edworth.
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Hi, Black Queen, welcome. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corrida. But Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Are you hyped for Animal Crossing? Maybe. I think so. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it right away. Are you hyped? Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid, definitive proof.
But that's not true.
In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess.
Recess?
I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial.
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial? Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? The client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya...
Well, it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
Objection! It's Miles! It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you...
It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, that is very true, but...
Actually, there's one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know.
Court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Ms. Andrews, if you please.
Oh, snap. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. What? No, we're against Miss Andrews, Black Queen.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I don't know what he's going to do here. Honestly, don't know what the heck he's going to do, but I got to save. I know that. The man has a knife in his chest. Well, this one sounds easy. And what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix and then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see. So you didn't think he was dead at all? To be honest, I thought he just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you pour him some juice? You thought he fainted? I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice. Yes, he always has a hard time waking up. So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. And after that, what happened next? What about the knife? You said before she poured it herself? Is it the one who kidnapped Maya? Dude, what in the world? I want to freaking... I'm just gonna show the crime scene photo. Okay, this isn't the crime scene photo. I'm being stupid. It should be this one. I'm just gonna present that here. Fuck it. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Corrida's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. Well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is? Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. No! Okay. Well, looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to the light. The defendant, Mr. Matt on guard, is not guilty after all. That's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. Damn, stop giving this bitch chances. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. God damn. There's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt on guard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on guard. Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. What is the real truth now? The absolute real truth. What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt on guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke that it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. But then, right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens if you do. Matt on guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please. Someone. Help me.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Court cannot continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do.
What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
Right.
I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come on now. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I'm gonna request that not guilty verdict. Let's go.
No matter what she says, Miss Andrews is the only person it could be. Not to mention, I don't have a choice. I have to win a complete acquittal today. Your Honor, the defense believes there is enough evidence to substantiate our claim. Therefore, we motion that this court passes a verdict of not guilty as soon as possible. I'm disappointed in you, Wright. What have you learned in this past year?
That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense theory is the truth.
You're wrong.
Just let it go.
What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Andrews, did you absolutely refuse to testify? It falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop.
But Mr. Edgeworth.
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop. Please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews.
Damn, Edgeworth! Chill out, bro!
The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop! I beg you! If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me.
Damn!
Sheesh! Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. Aw. Nothing matters anymore.
Gonna testify for real? Well, sheesh.
When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume.
That sounds like it could be the truth to me. Stabbed the body with the knife. But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
What do you mean by all this?
It might take this court a little while to understand, but
This is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Last time? So, Mrs. Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Carita, in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime. Hi, Fifia. I'm sorry you came in halfway. My bad. I didn't know YouTube's not notifying. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get your shock and commence the cross-examination. I mean, was there really anything to cross-examinate? Gonna press everything, fuck it. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is part of the Jammin Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought, I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I use the button somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. On Guard's Hakama? Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? I knew she couldn't be strong enough to do it, right? But an inconvenience. An inconvenience? There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway, Lotta. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That's Miss Oldback for you. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is the secret? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai's costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. On Guard's room and planted the button. Into Matt's Hakama, yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word. What does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt on Guard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. Damn. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer.
Wait, Your Honor. The defense still...
Right.
It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything.
Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. Cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You can establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright.
Oh, shit.
But...
Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning.
Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately.
That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Well, Rip Maya.
What the fuck does that mean?
The fuck is happening?
Oh, God.
No!
Today's trial. It's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. The room? That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not. But it's still a strange card, if you ask me. But as far as the clue to this case, I don't see why.
Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry!
Edgeworth?
Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done?
What the hell's going on?
This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time.
I didn't mean to. What is all this about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before.
Except when he's losing, right?
That card. What in the world is it? And what does it mean?
To be continued in the next stream of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes. We are ending this stream. I didn't want this stream to be too long. I only wanted to do a little bit of this game, and then I was going to go rest. I need some rest. I need to chill out today. I haven't been able to chill out for the last couple days, so this was my day of rest. So I'm glad that I could give you guys this stream. I will see you guys next time. Next time, I don't think we'll be playing Phoenix Wright, but we will finish this week. We'll get this game done. But yeah, this game will be done and over with by the end of this week. And we'll be moving on to Persona very, very soon. But I appreciate all of you guys for coming. You guys were all great today. I had a lot of fun. And I'll see you next stream. I'll see you next stream. I didn't add anything because I'm so confused. That was very interesting, I'd have to say. But you guys have all been lovely today. And I'll see you next time. Have a great night. Have a great day. Go eat. Go to sleep. Go do your thing. Much love, everyone. Bye. Oh, God, James. Oh, God.